Do we have any jokes in there?
Do we have any jokes? Well,
I don't think we had any jokes in there.
a dog walks into a bar.
Poor dog.
And he goes, I'm looking for the man who shot my paw.
Poor
Bum
dog.
bum ching.
So he ran into a bar, right?
Uh-huh.
And then somebody shot his paw. He just ran
he
into
had
a
a
bar.
rough
Like,
day.
is he like bad at limbo or something?
I guess so. You know how to do the limbo.
He just ran into the bar. Like he didn't even try going under it. He just...
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do the intro.
Okay.
Wait, are we ready to do the intro? I don't know if that was a good enough joke. It's alright.
It's fine. It doesn't be perfect.
Yeah. Our audience
Nothing
members.
is perfect.
Our audience members are stupid enough to think that's funny.
Jeez.
Intro time. Everybody, welcome back to the Deep End. This is your host, Diving Board, and this is your co-host, Lifesaver. He's my buoy. Wait. Oh,
Did we
sorry.
change?
That's my... Whoa.
Yeah, I think something happened there.
That's my radio station. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, this is North of No Return, and I'm Tristan. This is
I'm
Austin.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
I do not. I'm not
Okay.
gonna. All right.
mean.
So today we're gonna go over the Beatles and two albums that we picked.
Mm-hmm. The Beatles are one of the most famous bands of all time. Everyone knows the Beatles. One of the greatest bands of all time, if not the greatest band of
I
all
wouldn't say
time.
that.
Like,
One of the
think about
one of the most-
popularity and recognition.
One of the
and stuff.
most influential bands. We can go
Yes,
with
we can
that.
agree on that, no question. You know what I mean? I think they're pretty awesome. So, Tristan, what album did you pick?
I picked Revolver.
Revolver, great album. I picked Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club's Band album. Longest name for an album ever.
Funny man.
Or just Sgt. Pepper's, as everyone else calls it.
Or Sarge. I call it Sarge. Me and him are like on a personal relationship.
Oh, yeah, like a first name basis.
First name basis.
Me
We
and
go
the
to
Sarge went to a bar the other day,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that, right?
We go to the bar every Tuesday.
Yeah, that was hurt. Why are you walking to a bar?
No, we go to the bar.
Yeah, well, do you stare at it? Like, what do you do?
No, he's our buddy too.
Oh!
Yeah.
To the Sarge and the bar. No, to the Sarge and Tristan. I'll go.
No,
Where?
bar, Tristan and Sarge. We go to Tuesday.
Oh, to Tuesday.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh.
Am I not clear enough?
No.
Okay, so me,
Uh huh.
Sarge,
Uh huh.
and bar.
Uh huh.
We all walk into Tuesday, and Monday's over. It's,
Monday's over?
yeah, when we walk into Tuesday.
Oh, that makes sense.
Do you get it now?
I think so.
Okay, the audience gets it. It's not even a big deal.
Okay. I'm not cool enough to get your humor. It's too highbrow for me.
Eyebrow.
Like, why is that funny? He did this long, complicated joke setup, and that was like, it was funny, but then you just say eyebrow. Now we're both laughing.
Eyebrow. Okay, so
Okay, so should we do maybe a quick overview of the Beatles, and then have you talk about your album or something like that?
Beatles are four guys from Liverpool.
Quick, what are their names?
All four of them or all five of them?
Wait, there's 5 of them.
There's not five of them.
There's 4 of them.
So we have Paul McCartney and John Lennon. They started the band in Paul's bathroom, and because it had the best acoustics.
Mm-hmm.
And then they met George Harrison and Ringo Starr later on. And Ringo Starr's real name is Richard Starsky.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah.
Starkey.
Starkey. Yeah.
I don't know how you say it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's close.
I say Richard Starr.
And they're all four of them are from Liverpool. And I think definitely before they had Ringo. I don't know if before they had George. I don't know if they had George or not, but they had a band called the Quarrymen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Was that with Ringo? I mean, was that with Harrison?
I think
or
it
not?
was. I don't think Ringo was a part of it.
Okay, I don't think so
it was
either.
with
They found him last.
Harrison.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, then
I
they
could
went-
be wrong though.
They went and made some really poppy music for their first few albums, and then they got to the.
I feel like it was probably either Rubber Soul or Revolver that changed that. I feel like.
Rubber Soul's a segue album, pretty much,
Yeah.
because there's still a lot of pop songs on it.
There's still a lot of pop songs.
Okay, but then we look into it, and they get to America, and they're a huge craze. They started the Beatlemania.
Mm-hmm. John Lennon's quote, you know what I mean, that the Beatles are bigger than Jesus, which
Yeah, that was later,
should
though.
be one to say.
Yep, and then they're all cool, and they're four dudes, and they make music.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Who's the best Beatle?
Me, personally?
Yeah.
who's the best, like most musically talented?
Define however you want to define it.
Okay, so
When someone just asks,
I'm gonna say
Beatle.
okay. My favorite, the coolest Beatle, not my favorite. The coolest Beatle is Ringo, obviously.
I would agree.
Okay, then I think the best Beatle. Okay, probably everybody says John Lennon, right?
Yeah,
I think I like George Harrison.
Yeah, that's
He's
fair.
more open and he's easier to work with in a band.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to the Traveling Wilburys, like it's just awesome.
I feel like if I could meet any Beatle, I'd probably want to meet either George Harrison or Ringo. Probably George Harrison. He's
Yeah, well,
most
Ringo's still
approachable.
alive.
Yeah,
Yep.
he is. So is
You
Paul
could-
McCartney still alive, right?
Well, we'll get into that later. Yeah. So
John Lennon's dead, which is sad.
John Lennon is dead. He got shot.
It's really sad.
John Lennon. Yep. Yeah, John Lennon. John Lennon's cool.
John Lennon
Paul
is,
McCartney's
John
cool.
Lennon's awesome. I'll say
John
that.
Lennon and Paul McCartney are very controlling. If you look at that.
Like the whole like when they wrote the White Album, right? Wasn't that like the band was going through a hard time and stuff? And Ringo left for a short amount of time and stuff.
Well, if you
right?
look into Let It Be, that album, George left for a little bit.
Yep, George left during that. That's that fame does that to a person, right? They started out with some friends from Liverpool, and then they become famous with some money, and then stress happens.
Yeah, and there's like a lot. If you look into their solo careers, John and Paul had a lot of diss tracks towards each other. But I think they both took them back before John died.
Oh, that's good.
Paul might take it afterwards, which would be the worst feeling ever.
Yeah.
But
especially.
yeah, I don't know. Okay. But okay, I'll get into the music side.
Yeah.
That's just the personal thing. So I'm going over Revolver, unless Austin wants to go first.
You go ahead, man.
Well, you just showed me your social security number, so that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Okay. We got my album is Revolver. It comes right after Rubber Soul. It's the first Austin told me this, it's the first album that's not a picture of the 4 Beatles members, but it's still the 4 Beatles members, just drawn
Yeah, it's
kind of
drawn.
stuff. And it's like weird art. It's kind of cool. I'd look at it if you don't know it.
Also,
But-
I'm pretty sure, like, not only was the first of the Beatles, it might have been, maybe not first, but definitely the first popular band to do that. Like, look back at, like, Muddy Waters, Chuck Berry, like, what are some old rock and roll stars? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Elvis. All their album covers are just pictures of their face. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, modern artists don't do that as much. They still have that. It still happens.
They
but
hardly have it on there. They hardly have the person on there.
Exactly. A lot of times it could be just it's usually some kind of artwork. You know what I mean?
If you're reading this, it's too late. That's a Drake album cover.
No.
It's just scrolled on there like a murderer.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm trying to think what's an example of a modern album that has that.
Or like they have the full body thing, like what's his face's name? Lil Nas X, his new album.
Yeah.
What's that called? Monterino or whatever?
It's something with a name. I don't know how to say
Yeah,
it.
my bad. But yeah, that's a cool album cover.
Yeah.
Weird,
Exactly.
but it's cool. Okay, so Revolver, it's a cool album. It gets its name. You know what it gets its name from?
No, actually, I don't.
Not from the shooter. Not from the pew pew.
Like the door,
No.
maybe?
No,
Oh,
from
what?
the album, from the vinyl. 33 Revolutions.
That makes sense. I see. That's really cool.
Okay, so, I have, on my notes, I have a lot about each song, not a lot about the album itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm gonna go over the songs. I'm gonna try going fast so you guys don't get bored.
Okay. Yeah.
So, okay, the first song is Taxman, which is a pretty cool song. It's just about them getting taxed, and he's like, well, we don't like it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and it's like an easygoing complaint song. It's kind of like any 70s, or like 70s, 60s, anti-war kind of song, except for it's about taxes.
Which is kind of cool. I don't like being taxed.
Nobody likes being taxed.
No one likes it.
Taxed, yep. Okay.
I like getting tax returns, though. Those are cool.
Yeah, but that's only because you have to get taxed.
Make a point. I guess it would mean tax returns without tax.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, Eleanor Rigby's probably the most...
That song is iconic.
It's probably the most, ingenuitive song on there. I don't think that's the right word, but you know what I mean? Most experimental song on there. It kind of got them into Day in the Life and stuff, songs like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of stole your song there, but...
Yeah, it's
okay,
fine.
but it's like,
I forgive you.
It's all up to interpretation, obviously, but you can listen to it like... I usually listen to it like, it's like, everybody has a dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, people get stuck doing stuff they don't really care about.
Yep.
Like she's sweeping the rice in a church where a wedding was held.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't care.
Yeah, she's just
But
doing her
like,
job.
and then she puts work into it. She puts work into herself. She has a face in the jar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so she's waiting for her time to go, but she waits too long, and she never really goes.
And then when she dies.
And then there's like other things. So that's Eleanor Rigby, and then there's the pastor and everything like that. It gives multiple examples, but that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, there's a really cool story.
Probably more I could say, but I think you should listen to that.
I'm sure everyone's heard it. I mean, at least the chorus, but that's
I know, but listen to it thinking about a new thing.
Exactly.
Keep your own interpretation, but you could have that one. You could steal that one if you want. Okay, and that was written the same time he wrote Paperback Writer, which is kind of crazy. Because they're not really the same, but it's cool. It's the same sessions. Okay, then. Ooh, I'm Only Sleeping. That's a good song. Do you know that song? It's John Lennon.
I don't think I have.
It's John Lennon doing his, like, surreal sleeping stuff. Because he did that a lot later on. Like, I'm So Tired, that kind of stuff. It's kind of like his beginning, so it's not the greatest. Like, you know, it's like dim, like daydream song kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Dim daydream. Boom. Right there. Mm-hmm. It's just him saying how tired he is, and he's still sleeping.
I can relate to that. Man, I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, why am I awake?
That's good. Can you make that sound again?
Oh, I'm determined to. That's really bad.
It sounds like Gilman from, or whatever his name is, from He-Man.
Yeah. Yask.
Oh, and then Love You Too. It's the other song, but it's George Harrison. He has the sitar in it. And they didn't even go to India yet. So I think there's 2 years before they went to India.
Because you'll hear that later in like Within You Without You. That's such a Indian
and this
influence.
is like his Indian influence stuff before they even went to India. After that, sorry about that microphone. But after that, it's like it became a lot more prevalent in his stuff. Mm-hmm. And then like even in Let It Be studio when they were recording it, he just had like people sitting, like monks, or not monks, but like, you know, people he met that when they went to India. Mm-hmm. They just had them sitting there, and it's just like, that's cool, I guess.
That'd be cool to be able to sit in on a Beatles recording session.
Everybody was there, dude. They got like
so cool.
Yeah, all their wives and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Here, There, and Everywhere. That's the most underrated. It's not the best, but it's the most underrated Beatles love song.
That's a good song. I have heard that.
Yeah, Here, There, and nobody. Like, I don't think anybody ever talks about it. Mm-hmm. You hear people say like all their other love songs, like Love Me Do, even though it's like the most poppy stuff. But I mean, it is still like poppy, but it's good. Mm-hmm. Whenever I hear it, I think of like how John thinks about Yoko. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes Yoko. Nobody likes Yoko. Not even like Sean doesn't even like Yoko. That's their son. Mm-hmm. But like. John did.
John liked her?
A lot.
That's something to say.
Okay. Then I got Yellow Submarine.
That was a fun story. That was the first Beatles song I ever actually heard.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. It's either that or Here Comes the Sun. I'm pretty sure it was Yellow Submarine.
Probably Yellow Submarine. They used to play that all the time in elementary school.
It's a fun song.
We all live in a yellow submarine. Except for it's not singing like that. Ringo sings that song.
Yellow Submarine.
Did you know Ringo sings it?
I didn't.
And
I like that song even more now.
He didn't write it, though.
Oh, well, still.
But I think that since he wrote it...
Who wrote it?
No, I mean, since he sang it, every person in this album now had their own part. Because, you know, George has a sitar part.
Yep.
And he wrote that song, I Love Me Too, and then Yellow Submarine, Ringo sings.
Yeah. Perfect.
I think it's
maybe the perfect Beatles album then.
I don't know about that, but it's the first. I think it's the first album where they all have like individual parts.
Yeah.
Instead of just like John and Paul being the singers and like rhythm guitars, George and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Yellow Submarine, I like it, but I can understand how people don't like it. It's kind of overplayed, especially when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the song you don't really want to listen to. It's the song you want to listen to, but it's like the song you'd rather listen to any other Beatles song, literally.
Yeah, Beatles song. I like it, but I get that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then She Said is like, it's a really weak track in the album. Mm-hmm. It's an alright song, standalone song. It's not that great, but in the album, it gives a nice like stopping point. Not stopping point, but like, you know, every other song is like intensive listeners, kinda. Like, you had to be listening to... They don't have to be listening, but, like, most of the songs, it's like you listen to them and not really sing them. They're not really sing-along songs. And this is, like, the stretch in the album where they become sing-along songs. Mm-hmm. So they keep you interested. Because this is pretty late in the album already. But, you know, and then this... You know the story of this song?
No, I don't. What's the story?
They were tripping on LSD, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Peter Fonda, the actor, came there, also on LSD.
Mm-hmm.
And they just had a conversation, and the next day, John's like, I think it was John. John's like, I better write this.
Yeah.
I better write this down. It's Peter Fonda. And somebody was on the floor crying about something.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it's LSD.
Nah, that's what LSD does to you. Again, as we say each week, kids don't do drugs.
Don't do it. That was weird. It came out wrong. Did you hear that? It went don't. It went don't.
Ding,
Don't.
ding,
Don't.
ding, 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 ding,
Okay, then you got Good Day Sunshine. Like, this is what I was saying. So it's like, this is the part where it's like kind of like sing along songs, or like feel nice songs. Like it's like the stretch where the songs aren't as good, like standalone. But in the album, it's a good like just point where you can just like kind of like zone out for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. It's something where you can relax a bit more. I feel like, you know.
But then Good Day Sunshine, I think it's like it's the beginning of Here Comes the Sun, because it's kind of like the same vibe, gives you the same idea. It's not as good, but it's like happy music, and like I said, it's the best place for the play on the album. It's the best place for the song to go. Because if it came in any other time, it'd be like, oh, okay then, like song, I guess. Okay, and this song. This is probably one of my favorite songs on the album. Well, I don't even think people know off the name a lot. Okay, do you know it? And Your Bird Can Sing.
Yeah, no, I don't know that, actually.
Yeah.
Is it like iconic? Is there an iconic bit to that I'd know, or is it like...
No, I don't even know. You'd had to listen to it.
Yeah, I don't think I've listened to that.
Yeah, because I didn't know it for a long time.
Well, what makes it so good?
I heard somebody told me a story about it. And that's all it isn't, actually. I mean, it's a good song. Beatles, but, I mean, it's like subpar. But so it's like... Not really a story, but so I heard somebody's interpretation. I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy."
And that interpretation.
Yeah, I don't. I gotta see. So so the interpretation was about people that can't appreciate music.
Oh.
Or like I guess art, and like they're speaking music because that's what they do. But like any art, really. So it says, okay, here's the lyric I can give you actually. You ready for the lyric? You gotta know the song off of this.
Okay.
It says, "You've seen the 7 wonders of the world, and your bird is green, but you can't see me, which I think is about your... Oh, wait, you can't see me."
You can't see me.
Yep.
Huh.
That's like, you've explored the world, right?
But
you've seen all 7 wonders of the world. Like, you've been in the world. And then your bird is green. You're like, so it's like your money. I think it's like money.
Yeah.
Because that's usually what they do.
Like, all you care about
green,
is the money and stuff.
Yeah, and green symbolism is always money.
Yeah.
Like, that's, yeah.
Or it could mean, like, doesn't green also mean, like, fresh or, like, not knowing, not understanding, you know? Like, you'd say, oh, he's green, like, he hasn't learned how to do things yet.
Maybe. I don't know. Usually symbolism, usually for that's, like, innocence and it's white, usually.
Yeah, good point, yeah.
But then, this is, but you can't see me, which if they're saying them personally, they're musicians, artists.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you've seen all this world, you've seen all this awesome stuff, you have all this money, and you can't like art, you know.
It's like, well, you can't buy happiness. Like, you could have everything in the world, but you can't appreciate it. You know what I mean? You can't fully appreciate music.
Yeah, it's like,
and that's what this podcast is about, isn't it? It's appreciating music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's full circle.
Whoa.
Podcast is over. We're never gonna make another episode.
That's our new podcast.
Yeah, it's gonna be called
West of
the Deep End. West of Westerbrook.
West of Westerbrook.
I think that might be a thing.
That seems like something.
Yeah, but I don't know why that interpretation stuck with me. That was a long time ago. Somebody told me about that.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
You know, somebody might have even told me about it. I might have just watched it or read it, like watched a video. But I don't know. But that's like, I was like, yep, I'm gonna go with that for the rest of my life. And every time I try to think of a new meaning for it, it goes right back to that. Because I'm like, that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Okay, then I got for no one is a love story, right? It's a love story, but it's about at the end of the relationship, right after they broke up, and the guy is like, man, you know, he's left head over heels about this girl, and the girl's like, I don't care, like, like, who cares about you? And I think it's cool
cut
because
deep sometimes, you know, like.
well, yeah, because he's like, dude, like this is a good relationship. It was gonna go so strong. And she's like, I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
But I think it's crazy because can you think of any other song prior to this where it's like the guy is getting broken up with?
I can think of one.
I mean, there's like stuff where it's like, you know, where he's like hurt, but like this is the one's like where the girl is like, I don't care, like
yeah.
They never say the girl's point of it. It's always just like the guy's like.
That's the one that comes to mind. That's I think all of this would probably be respect. Respect.
Is that about a breakup?
Huh?
Is that about a breakup?
Well, it's not about a breakup.
No,
but it's about
the
girl's point of view on a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. When it comes to a breakup, this is the first thing I can think of.
Yeah, because like at that
That's
point,
from the
it
girl's
was
point of view.
mainly love songs or like getting over an old relationship, but it never said like. It never like specifically made a point for the girl to be out of there.
Like I think about what was it? There's a lot of country songs that are about like an old relationship, but it's always the guy singing it. It seems like, you know what I mean, like
yeah.
This is a more modern song, but all my exes live in Texas. That's a song my parents
all the
listen
ladies
to.
I've loved, to all the ladies I've loved.
Yep,
That's Willie, yeah.
that's Willie.
I think that's what it's called.
All my
And,
exes is not a Willie song, but
okay, so in my notes, you know what I wrote?
what?
That's feeling poetic, I guess.
Whoa.
It's a tragically melancholy way of portraying it.
Tragically melancholy.
Tragically
I like that.
melancholy, and then I didn't finish the sentence. It just goes tragically melancholy way of portraying.
There's no noun in that.
It's alright.
It's fine. English is the second language.
Oh, I hope not. I don't even know the first language.
That's
I
how
can
bad
count
it was
it.
the first language.
I can count to, like,
He doesn't even
7.
know it.
Is numbers a language?
Yeah, I guess.
I can count to 7.
Wow.
I'm not gonna do it because I might be wrong, but
I only have 7 fingers, that's why.
wait.
Wait, what?
1,
Uh-huh.
2,
Uh-huh.
3,
Whoa.
and then $sign. No, wait, 5.
5. Percent sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was reading off his keyboard. I kind of cheated. Okay, then we got Dr. Robert. It's just a fun song about a doctor.
This is named Robert?
Yeah.
Whoa.
But he's successful, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think this is a good point. 'Cause, none of this music's like really super cheesy yet, except for like Yellow Submarine. There's another song that's like just like Beatles are like, man, I just want to have fun. They're just kids, you know.
Yeah.
And then this is another song that just like shows how fun they were, I guess. Because later on, after this album, there's not a lot of
There's not a lot of
songs
fun
like that.
music.
Like
You know what I mean?
Octopus's Garden, I guess. Octopus Garden, like Ringo did that. Ringo did a lot of the funny stuff. Maxwell Silver Hammer, I guess you could say.
Yeah. They start out kind of similar to the Beach Boys. They start out like very poppy, you know, just happy-go-lucky.
And then they
But
got more like
by Abbey Road. I mean, it's
they got more experimental and more
it changed a lot.
influential too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's really all for that song. And then I wanted to wait. Wait a second. What is these notes?
Please stand by while Tristan checks his notes frantically. Turn
Dude,
down.
I wrote all these notes in like 20 minutes, so it's all like scribbled in here.
I don't really even have notes, so we'll see how this goes.
Okay, I want to tell you. That's the song. It's not.
That
I
is
didn't
a
put like
song.
a period after anything, so I was looking for the song title. Okay, I want to tell you is okay. That's a song. It's about. So it's mainly the guy getting caught up in the word, like his words that he wants to say to the girl. I think. I don't know if it ever specifies gender, so I could just be putting myself in the situation. But it's like,
Yeah.
you know, the situation. It's like you're talking. It don't even have to be like a relationship kind of thing. It's just like you're talking to somebody. Exactly. Excuse
Yeah.
me. You're talking to somebody, and then like just you know you can't get the words out,
Yep.
and then it's like, even if you could get them out, it's like it's like a lost cause mostly. Yeah, I mean that song. You can listen to that and put whatever you want to put in it, but that's what I got from it. That's a song that's really open to interpretation, I feel.
Yeah.
Then Tomorrow Never Knows. This song is crazy. This is the last song on the album, and it goes crazy. Like it's so manic. They have like 100 instruments playing. It's like I don't like. At first, I really didn't like it. I was like, "This is the worst Beatles song." Like, and I love the Beatles. And I was like, I can't listen to this. And I listened to it. I'm like, wait a second, it's getting better. Listened to it like 3 times. I was like, this is pretty good. Because if you think about it, it's like Tomorrow Never Knows. Look at that. It's Tomorrow Never Knows. It's about the future and how it doesn't know. So it's like, why not just put everything into this song? Because you don't even know when you're gonna be able to use it again.
It's kind of living like every day gets your last. Like,
yeah, it's like do everything you can in one day or one song, just in case you don't get another song. It's not a great song, but it's kind of cool song. I don't know if it's a good finisher. I would finish on a different song. Like I would even finish on Yellow Submarine. But Tomorrow Never Knows, for like the words in it, it's kind of a good song to finish off of. But I mean, even then, it's all right. I'd give it a listen if you're curious. But I'd listen to any other songs before that. Really, if you want, like if you're looking for a Beatles song, the other songs are better. But I do like Tomorrow Never Knows. Yeah. It grows on you.
As an ending song, I mean, it could be better, it could be worse.
Yeah, you got to think about it though. It's nice. I mean, it's just insane. And then, you know, fun fact about this, Beatles.
What?
So Spotify does a wrapped up thing at the end of the year. Last year, or 2 years ago, I was the top 0.05% of listeners to the Beatles.
So after, you went through all the songs in Revolver and stuff, what do you think is like any key takeaways you had, a theme or anything, any cool overarching ideas you had after listening to all the songs and thinking about it a lot?
I think for it being, it's like the first fully experimental album for the band. I think it's a pretty cohesive album for what it is, and I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's not better than a lot of other albums, like as a full way through. It has some better songs, it has some good songs, but the whole thing isn't like, it's not like a masterpiece, but some of the songs are really cool on it.
Yeah.
And I'd recommend to listen even the whole thing.
Eleanor Rigsby is one of probably the most iconic Beatles songs, and it's on an album. It's famous.
That's a gravestone. That's a real gravestone in Liverpool.
Actually,
just like Penny Lane is a real place.
Yeah, I knew Penny Lane was a real place. I didn't know that was real. We should go visit that. And this podcast takes off, we'll use the money from this, and we'll fly to England. And
GoFundMe page, help us fly to Liverpool.
Eleanor Rigsby's grave.
But
it's not weird at all.
I was gonna say something, but you distracted me.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep distracting you by making weird faces at you. They can't see on the podcast.
Well, you know what they say. If you make a face, it's gonna stay that way.
Whoa! Oh no!
When you were a kid, you made a really bad face.
My tongue's gonna be permanently. Oh, sure. I have a face for radio.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the thing's on the camera.
Oh, that's why there's no video.
That's why it's a podcast. Yeah,
it's a podcast, not a YouTube channel. Okay.
Follow us on Instagram. You can see his face.
Oh yeah.
That was a good plug. That's how you do it.
That was a good plug. Well done, sir. Well done. Alrighty, so my album was the famous Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album.
That is crazy.
How many words is that? It's Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album. 7 words.
Not album though. That's not in the.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, album's in the title.
What? Am I? Yeah. I'm a fool.
Yeah, I'll make sure, but look it up.
Most people know it as Sarge.
Oh no, maybe you're wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe you're wrong.
I'm wrong. Maybe on this thing, it just said. Okay, I thought I always had album in the title. Maybe I'm crazy.
Maybe that's what we looked up so many times because you don't even know the bands.
Good point. I don't know anything.
Who are the Beatles?
Yeah, I don't.
Man, I don't like insects.
Tristan was like, "We should talk about the Beatles." I was like, "The Beatles? What's that?" No.
He's like, is that a new rock band?
Infinitely more than me about music, but I know a bit of stuff.
I probably know 8 more than you about music. Not infinite.
Hey, what'd you say?
I probably know 8 more.
8 more?
Yeah, 8 more about music.
8 like you. What? Apples, oranges, bananas.
So you see the infinity?
Oh yeah.
If you tip it upwards.
Tip it up.
Yeah.
It's 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 8.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
It's the 8th number.
Sgt. Pepper's. Let's talk about it. Mine is. I'm not gonna go into quite as much detail about all the individual songs. There's definitely some songs I want to talk about because there are some amazing songs. Yeah. Almost every song on this album is amazing.
With this album, you get a lot more of the awesome songs to talk about.
These are all iconic songs. But I also want to give a bit of an overview about the album itself. So I think the key part of this album was that it was the first studio album after they stopped doing live tours. So because of that, they were able to do a lot more experimenting. They didn't have to worry about, can we do these songs as a live show? It was just, how can we do it in the studio, make it sound awesome? Like they did a full orchestra for some songs. They did more synthesized sound, more advanced editing and stuff.
Do you know if this was with? Do you know the producer? Was it Epstein or was it Martin?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm gonna Google it. Let's look it up.
Because I know.
Stall for time, Tristan.
So okay, wait. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna derail this a little bit. So, you don't know in this album, if you look up the Paul is dead theory, which I don't think Austin knows a lot about at least. You look up the Paul is dead theory.
George Martin.
Martin. Yeah.
George Martin.
A lot of this comes from. A lot of the Paul is dead theory comes from this album. If you look at it, if you look at the album, it's like actually, I'll get to the theory. The theory.
Okay.
Paul is dead. Paul died in a car crash in 1969.
Wait, what?
And got his head decapitated.
Uh-huh.
And then they replaced the person with the winner of a Paul McCartney lookalike contest. And then they were so wrapped up with guilt that they had to subconsciously put hints in their songs and their music. That's why is it Glass Onion where he says the walrus was Paul? And if you look on Magical Mystery Tour, Paul's the one in the walrus outfit in a crucifix pose. Yeah. And if you look on this, you ready?
Yep.
Look on the album cover for this. People say if you put a mirror to the Lonely Hearts thing, it's supposed to show 1969 or something like that in the dates.
Oh.
And Billy Shears of the first, the song.
Yep.
Where's it? He yells Billy Shears. That's supposed to be his stage name. Like, it could be
Ringo's stage name.
Well, yeah, it could be Ringo's, but I read in the thing, it's all over the place. This theory, it's all over the place. But you read it, and his name could be Billy Shears. That's what they say. But
that's interesting.
Yeah, no, it's a whole thing. Like, you could literally go down a rabbit hole for like 5 years.
That could be an episode of the podcast. We just go over.
No, it could actually.
Music conspiracy theories. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're interested in that, look it up. It's a deep dive. I got into that thing for like a whole month.
Yeah, I kind of look that up. Okay, so anyways, like I said, first album where they are not doing live performances. So that's where you get more synthesized sound. It's really creative. This kind of followed the trend from Revolver, where it's a more conceptual album. And I don't know if you'd call it a straight-up concept album, because it definitely has some themes in it, but it's not like, there isn't like one central main theme, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't call it a concept album.
But it is all one, like, continuous track, which is really cool. There's no, when they made the record, there's no spacing.
Little gaps, yeah.
It's just all one playing. That
might be to save space, though, too.
I think it was a creative
It was a double LP, right?
I don't know about records.
Okay, well, I think it's probably double.
Okay.
It had to be. It couldn't have been too much shorter than that.
Yeah.
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 It wasn't a triple. No, and it's not a single. Yeah, it's a double.
Okay. Well, what the whole idea for the album? It's called Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, right? So what is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band?
Oh, Sarge.
We
just talked about him earlier.
Sarge. Yeah. Our friend Sarge. So John Lennon, right, is flying, I think, back to London. Or England, or wherever they were based. Well, London's in England. You know what I mean.
Yeah, just that area.
He was thinking, like, wouldn't it be interesting... I'm sure you already know this, but I'm playing for the audience. Wouldn't it be interesting, like, if we approached this from a new angle? Like, we're the Beatles, we're famous, everyone knows us, everyone knows how we do our songs. What if we weren't the Beatles? What if we were someone else entirely? So he came up with the idea for this band, this alter ego band, like Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, as the alternate band. And so they started to try to approach these songs as not how would the Beatles do this song, but how would these characters that are playing do this song, you know what I mean? Let them be a little more sarcastic, a little more funny, let them be a little more creative, I remember I was reading an interview of John Lennon, he's like, we could do songs with more irony in them, because that wouldn't really be my style.
You gotta put some iron in your diet, too. That's why people eat meat.
Oh, yeah.
And they have pills for it, too.
Yeah, yeah. Don't get an iron deficiency. That'll make your blood not be good.
Yeah, you don't want the vampires to not like your blood.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally fine. So, the album starts out with Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which...
It was 20 years ago today.
Sgt. Pepper told the band to play.
20 years ago today?
20 years ago today.
Half them weren't even alive.
Yeah. 20 years... Yeah. That would be... 2020. That'd be 2002. Yeah.
That's insane.
No, it's definitely more than 20 years ago today.
How did they know that? it changes.
The album, because it's placed in time, it's just shifted around and everyone listens to it.
You know, I wonder.
What?
Did they start their band 20 years ago from that day?
They recorded it. I wonder, that'd be really cool.
Because, I mean, obviously it wouldn't be the Beatles that they started. It would have been their, like, core event or something. It would have been, like, when they actually got, like, started. Because this is 67,
20 years,
right?
though,
Yeah.
that's...
That would have been 1947. They would have been... It could have been. They would have been young.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. But yeah, that's a good song. It introduces the concept. It talks about that they're Sgt. Pepper's band. They're not the Beatles in this album. There's something completely different and new. It introduces the band members and stuff. But then it goes right into track 2, which is one of my favorite Beatles songs of all time, With a Little Help from My Friends. Ringo sings this song. It's so good. You know what I mean? It introduces him as Billy Shears. We already talked about that, the whole alter ego stuff. Really cool song. I love that song. It really is like that's like, I don't know, like the whole line, I get by with the help of my friends. You know what I mean? That's so nice. It makes you feel happy, you know?
Could that be a drug innuendo?
I don't think so.
This whole song.
Everything in this album could be a drug innuendo.
This is right after they met Dylan. That's why he's on the cover. That's right when they started smoking.
And Dylan's the one who introduced him to all that stuff. See, that's why you know bad influences as friends. Friends of Bob Dylan.
Boy, you just called Dylan a bad influence.
I did call him. Hot take.
Okay,
I don't like Bob Dylan very much.
Wait, opinion time. We're gonna start a new segment in all our podcasts.
Opinion, it was like alarms.
It's gonna be a random opinion time, and it's gonna that's the that's the sound.
I'm like a duck.
That's the sound for it. Yeah, we got a duck.
Oh, okay.
We upped our budget, so I bought a duck.
We really upped our budget.
Okay, so
give him a live duck.
Yeah, so we're gonna have an opinion time. It's gonna be like 2 to 3 minutes. We're gonna start now.
Okay. Well, my opinion, like I said, was that Bob Dylan is overrated, and I don't like him that much.
Okay, so for somebody that likes The Doors, Bob Dylan's overrated.
I don't like folk music that much. I'll be honest with you.
He's cool.
Like,
I used to not like Dylan that much, but I listened to some of his stuff, and it's like, well, some of it's kind of like really just not great. Mm-hmm. But if you listen to the lyrics and stuff, it's pretty good.
There are some good lyrics.
Like Eruption. Have you listened to Eruption?
I don't think I have. No.
That's a good song.
What's the one with?
Positively 4th Street. Like
no. It's the one about the kid who died. I'm looking it up right now. Let me see.
Yeah, but I like Dylan. My dad really likes Dylan, so I kind of at first I didn't like Dylan,
like
but then
Charlie
my dad
something?
really liked Dylan, so I was like, I should give him another try, and I did, and he's pretty alright. He's not like a heavy rotation kind of person. Like I'll listen to 1 or 2 of his songs a month or something like that, or I'll hear it mainly. But I think he's pretty cool.
Let me see here.
Unlike somebody
Knocking on Heaven's Door is
dude, he also writes all the covers. He writes all the things that people cover him from.
Like a Rolling Stone, that's a good song, I guess.
All Along the Watchtower.
The Times Are A-Changin', that's a
All
good song.
Along the Watchtower, the Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
That would never have been a song without Dylan.
Fair enough.
Knocking on Heaven's Door. That would never
Mr.
been a song
Tambourine
without
Man.
Dylan. Mr. Tambourine, that would never been a song without Dylan either.
I
That's the
guess.
Birds.
But let me see. I want to know what I'm thinking of from Bob Dylan. It's a song I remember reading about it. It's like about it's Ernest, I think. Ernest something.
Bob Dylan. Ernest Hemingway?
No, I don't think that's it. Maybe it's not Ernest. Maybe it's Emmett. Emmett Brown, is that what the song's called?
Oh, yeah.
Emmett Till.
I've heard this one. Emmett.
That's the one about the African American kid who's killed, and that was a good song. I mean, it was tragic, obviously, but like.
That's kind of what Little Eruption's kind of like that too.
It's not like it was cool.
Yeah,
especially because like it's the whole activism stuff and folk music. That's kind of tied together pretty closely.
No, yeah, he did a lot of that. He's cool. He's kind of annoying to like his personality. Actually, no, his personality is kind of cool. I don't know. Something just rubs me wrong about him. I don't know what it is, but I do like his music and I like him pretty much.
Okay, opinion time over. Back to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
We'll talk more about Dylan eventually.
We will. We can do probably a whole episode on him. We'll see.
Maybe.
But back to, like I was saying, A Little Help with My Friends. Great song. It's so like it makes me feel happy. You know. I mean, you could say literally any song that's dragging anyone down this album, but still, if you take it literally, that you get by with help from your friends, like that you rely on your friends. I think that's a great message. You know what I mean?
Friends, yep.
Friends.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. probably is a drug innuendo. But still, I like it.
No, probably. I don't know. I don't
Number 3 on the album is definitely a drug innuendo.
No. Go with it not being a drug innuendo.
I'll say it because I actually think that legitimately think that might not be one, but everyone else says
no,
it is.
you do it. You say it how you.
I'll say how I say it. Think it. Number 3 is "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds." Famous
Lucy,
song.
Sky, Diamonds.
Yeah, I would need to say more.
LSD.
Exactly. Everyone says that it's a drug song. It probably is.
No, you explain how you think.
But here's how I think it. Okay, I think it was Paul McCartney. His son had a nanny.
I think it was Harrison.
Or Harrison. Okay, Harrison had a nanny named Lucy, and his son drew with a crown, right, the colored picture of her, and it was her flying through the sky, and he drew little diamonds around it, and that's what they based the song off of. And that sounds so weird and stuff, and strange and not true.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you read the first 2 lines of the song?
I know how the song starts. Okay, I get it. I totally get it. But here's something interesting. On so many of their other songs, the Beatles have said, "Oh yeah, that's about drugs." I mean, later they'd be like, "Yeah, that was totally about drugs." Mm-hmm. They still deny to this day that song was about drugs. Yeah. Why would they admit everything else but not this one song? You know what I mean?
Because they want to. Maybe because then they want to have the publicity of it.
I guess. Everyone arguing about whether that's about drugs, but...
No, I don't really even care. I don't have a special opinion on it.
I don't know. It's probably, again, it's probably about drugs on this album.
No, yours is a good one, though.
I don't know. I remember reading about that. I thought it's interesting.
I heard about that, too.
I don't know.
I think it's funny, though.
Now, these next couple of songs are all great songs. I'm going to kind of jump over those a little bit.
No. Don't jump over Fixing a Hole.
I won't jump over that one. Okay. Getting Better. Good song. I like it. Fixing a Hole. Really good song. Tristan was talking about that. I see he's literally shaking up and down with excitement. So,
I like this
your
song.
bit.
I think it's one of my favorite songs on the album.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd say that? Okay.
It's just him, it's him, because at this point they weren't, super great mentally.
Mm-hmm.
They're all, because like you said, they just ended doing the tours and stuff.
Yep, they started doing tours.
So now they're sitting down and fixing a hole. The rain gets in.
Mm-hmm.
So they're, mentally fortifying themselves.
Yeah.
They don't burn themselves out.
I think that's a good point. This was supposed to be a creative recovery. I mean, they were burned out from doing all these live shows.
It only lasted 3 years, but still.
Exactly. Then it got worse. But, you know what I mean? For a moment, I think this is a moment where the creativity really shone through this whole album, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like nothing else you'll hear.
Mm-hmm.
I checked Rolling Stones ranks this as the best album of all time, actually. If you look at, they have, it's someone lists the best, top 500 albums of all time. This is the number 1 pick they have.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
That's interesting. Rolling Stone's always been so weird.
Yeah, Rolling Stones isn't I wouldn't say the most, they're reputable, but they're not also, it's Rolling Stones, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's all opinion based, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, look at Pitchfork and stuff like that, too.
Yeah.
They're not all great.
Well, all of music is just opinions.
Rolling Stone's not the greatest, but I don't know anything but, I don't know anything a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few things I'd rather do,
mm-hmm.
I'd rather look at, but Rolling Stone's fine.
Mm-hmm. Track 6 on the album is She's Leaving Home. I don't have tons to say about this, but I think the story of the song is really cool, what happens to the characters in it and stuff. It's very much, it's one of those, it's a story song where it tells the story of something that happened, and it's about the girl running away from home. And I think it's definitely a cool idea, I'm trying to think,
I like how they layer the vocals on this song.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot, it's really cool.
Like I said, this album used a lot of synthesized sound, which was really cool. And the message of it's really cool, too.
Well, George Martin was really good at it too. Mm-hmm. He was very creative. He's
a good producer. I like him. I like his stuff.
He's like the 5th Beatle.
Yeah, basically. Track 7 is For the Benefit of Mr. Kite.
I just like the name a lot.
We're talking about drug songs. Talk about this song.
I like the name.
This song is like a drug trip. It's good. I like it. It got fun fact. The BBC banned it because it says Henry the Horse, which is
H.
Yeah. Slang for H.
H is also slang for heroin.
Yeah, fair enough.
Don't do heroin.
That's definitely heroin.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's a way to not be in a good position.
That's a way to get 2 shots of adrenaline shot to your heart and make a song called Kickstart My Heart.
Yeah, fair enough.
True story.
And then everyone.
Not me.
Yeah.
That was 3 for me, but yeah.
Track 9, or not, skip the track 8, Within and Without You, which I talked about earlier. That's that's talking about the Centaur and stuff. That's very Indian inspired. I'm not like a huge fan of the song. It's definitely good.
Yeah, it's not that great.
It's cool to hear that it's very musically distinct from other songs on it, which I really like.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds cool. Number 9 is probably my second. Okay, watch Mojo, Tristan.
No. I don't want to watch Mojo. You just can't tell me what to do.
Okay. Number 9 is When I'm 64, which legit might be my second favorite song on this track. I really like it. It's again, this song is like Love My Friends with even less struck into windows. I like it even more. You know what I mean?
Except it's about like his wife.
Yeah, it's cool. Like it's about, they'll still love each other forever.
Now,
like
who was it to? Was it to Yoko or Linda?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
I don't either.
It
was, probably both of them.
It'd be sad if it was Yoko because when they were 6. Yeah, no, they don't want to make it 64. That's sad if it's to Yoko. But again, that's the thing. It's that love isn't just a quick feeling that goes away. Love is a relationship that goes forever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I really like that, and I think that's a really sweet message. That in this, like the beat, you go from Within Without You, which is like a very it's slow, very atmospheric. Very, I wouldn't say synthesized, but definitely modulated a little bit. Very slow song. To When I'm 64, which is a very very upbeat, happy, brighter song. You know what I mean? Which I think is cool. I like that tone shift when you listen to this all together.
Yep.
The tone shift is really cool.
Are you gonna talk about the love stretch in this album?
The what? Huh?
It goes Within You, Without You, love song.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm 64 and Lovely Rita.
Oh yeah, 3 love songs right in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely Rita, another great song. That's a popular Beatles song. Cool fact I read about that song when I was researching this album. He says, "Lovely Rita, meter maid." How to like to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Meter maid wasn't a term used in the UK, or you know what I mean?
Oh,
it was
stole it.
It was an American term. It was just it's slang for someone who writes tickets. You know what I mean? And so people didn't know what that song meant at first. They'd like look it up and stuff. So that's kind of cool.
Like, what is this?
What's a meter maid?
How did I look this up? I don't have a cell phone yet.
Yeah, that's a good point. They probably didn't have Google back then. Definitely didn't have Google.
They probably just swam.
They swam over to America. They're like, "Boy, what's all this about a meter maid?"
No, they didn't go to America. They just swam multiple places. They're like, what is this song talking about? Back then, you know Pangea?
Yeah.
Back then, the tectonic plates were a lot closer.
Oh, yeah.
So it was pretty much just like a stone's throw away.
Yeah.
That's what they used to call it across the ponds.
Yeah, there's a pond.
Yeah, now it's like an ocean.
Yeah, that's a big old ocean.
Global warming.
Wow. Number 11, Good Morning, Good Morning.
Good morning, good morning. Just
good morning.
Up. Make your wake up call. Make your wake
that
up
should be
sound
my
again.
alarm.
No,
that'd be cool.
You'll hate the song.
I will hate the song.
Wait, make your wake up sound again.
That's
That's every time we hear that song, that's what the sound you make.
Then this isn't the last song, but it is the song that kind of closes out the album. Not closes it out, but it's the reprise of Sgt. Pepper's.
It up too.
And again, it's saying, thank you all for coming. It's like kind of like it's closing down the album. You're like, oh, if you listen to the album all in one sitting, which you should. That's how you listen to it. It's
anything on vinyl, that's how
you're like, it's closing it out. This is the end. You know what I mean? Oh, this is a good album. I liked it. And then it hits you. The last song, A Day in the Life. Oh my goodness. You think, oh, the album's over. Listen to the reprise of the first song. It's when the album ends. You know what I mean? Oh, this is cool. Yeah, I like this. This is a good album. Pretty good song. There's, lots of good songs on this. I liked it. Then, boom. A Day in the Life hits you.
This song.
That's
all the words you need to explain it. Just with that much emotion. Just this song. Like,
easily my favorite song on the album. It's so good.
Like, it's like 4 songs.
Yeah.
Mixed into one and split in half and diced evenly.
And it's so good.
Actually, speaking about music videos earlier, we were talking about music videos.
Yep.
This one has a weird music video, but it fits it.
I don't actually seen the music video for this.
Oh.
We should watch it.
Okay.
We'll watch it after the podcast.
No, it's good, yeah.
But yeah, so like Christian said, it's several songs in one. It starts out, very, slower,
sluggish, dreary, and like they're asleep. You know what I mean? Like they haven't woke up for the day yet. You know what I mean? And then they wake up.
And then boom,
they read the news.
Changes, got out of bed. He runs a comb across his
I read
head.
the news today. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think I like that line actually. I read the news and they talk about all the bad things in the news.
Yeah.
Because at that time, it's like you don't want to look at the news. Like
Yeah.
every time you turn on the radio station, it's like, man, what
and
news
that's
is gonna
relatable
happen?
today. I mean,
Yeah,
like
like
there's
today.
some new disaster coming out. You know,
Yeah.
something World War III is happening.
So, like, I don't
or-
really watch the news much,
Mhm.
so I'm like kind of oblivious
Mhm.
to a lot of stuff. But like, I'm just like, well, why would I if I'm just gonna get bummed out?
Yeah, exactly. It's a very relatable sentiment that, like, geez, the news, like, nothing good happens anymore in our world. And then it ends with, you know, like, turn you on, it's the last words, which is definitely a cool way to end it. Like, it's, again, more drug innuendo, but it's a cool way. You know, it fades out and then it goes, and then it ends with
It's
that.
so busy.
Yeah.
It's so busy. It goes like
You
turn
hear
you on.
all the sound effects at the end,
Yeah.
meshed together. When they did that, actually, to get it, they literally took the four Beatles, obviously, and then all like the sound technicians, and then the producer, and everyone just stood around the mic and just yelled things into it for like a solid like 10 minutes, something like that. And they modulated it and cut it into what it
That
is
poor
now.
Mike.
Got a lot of abuse right there.
Like I know a
Yelled.
buddy, Mike.
Oh,
Man, he couldn't handle that.
jeez, just yelled things up. The guy named Mike.
Yeah.
No, obviously the microphone.
Oh.
They
I
yelled
also know
into
somebody
that.
named Microphone.
You have weird friends, Tristan.
And I don't know. They have weird parents.
Imagine me named Microphone. Jeez.
Well, why you just go by Mike?
I guess.
Dude, I want to name Microphone. My dad was gonna name me Pony Boy from The Outsiders.
Wait, name you Pony Boy?
Yeah, I'll just go by Pony then.
I feel like that'd be kind of weird.
Dude, that'd be cool. It's a podcast name.
It can be your radio name if you want it to be, but I think
No,
Pony would be kind of weird.
You want me to have 2 radio names?
What's your other radio name?
Diving Board.
Oh, Diving Board. Oh, I'm Buoy, right?
No, your lifesaver. You're
A
my
lifesaver.
buoy.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah, that's my radio show. If you guys want to tune in, you gotta be specifically at the single location at this time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Time is at
So, what do you think about the Beatles?
13 o'clock.
You know how nice it was to listen to the Beatles finally?
Dude, yeah. Like, I spent, was it last week at work? I just spent, like, the entire day listening to Sgt. Pepper's in one sitting. Like, I was working, just had my headphones in.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. Just
No,
got to
it's so
relax and, like, tune out and, like, just, you know, it was so good.
Mm-hmm. I missed listening to the Beatles.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the Beatles in a long time, and I did it for this episode.
Beatles are
It was
cool.
awesome. Freaking loved it.
Yeah, because like right now I'm listening to all the new albums.
Mhm.
I'm trying to listen to all the new albums for my New Year's resolution.
Mhm.
Every new main album. And it's like just nice going back to the Beatles, the
Mhm.
roots of me and the roots of music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is what started us out, Beatles. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the start. I think I
That's the first band I got into too.
Beatles kind
No,
of was the
actually
start
second.
of like modern music in a way. You can go back and say
Well,
Elvis
everything.
is.
Every
back and
music
say-
is the start of all music. That's why you can respect every single music.
Yeah.
But yeah, Beatles are like the most influential for what music is right at this moment.
Mhm.
Actually, I don't know about at this moment, but like overall,
If you
for
haven't
the last
listened
few-
to at least the main
few
Beatles
years.
songs, and you're someone who appreciates modern music, go back and listen to them because you'll see where that influence comes from and stuff. You'll understand it better.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I think that's what we have to say. They ended up. You know what I mean? Like, listen to the old Beatles.
Yep.
It's good for you.
All right, we'll end this right now. So if you wanna see us on Instagram, we're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
At North of No Returns, no space, no uppercase, no uppercase.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let Austin close this out since
Yeah.
I opened up.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys for joining us at this point, just north of the No Return. So it's been wild. It's been an awesome ride. It's been very fun. We learned a lot about the Beatles. Like I said, go listen to them. They're amazing. Like Tristan said, check us out on Instagram at North of No Return. You can see a picture of my very ugly face. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
And Tristan's beautiful face. I posted a picture of him holding a cookie, and he looks very awesome in that picture. So check
Yeah.
that out.
So today we'll give you a free ride back down. We're past North of No Return, but tomorrow, next time you're gonna have to bring a parachute.
Yep, you need a parachute.
That's 2 chutes, a pair of chutes, not one pair. Not one chute.
Verify. You need one shoot and then you need the other shoot.
Yeah, you need 2 chutes for a friend, just in case.
Just in case.
Invite someone.
Invite someone. Tell your friends about us. Okay. Bye. I'm gonna keep that laughing.